In Algebra 1, Section 1.6, we're dealing with a problem-solving plan. So basically, we're going to learn how to solve story problems. Now, a lot of you guys, naturally through, your whole math, you're having difficulties understanding how to set up and solve because you're seeing the story problem as just one giant problem. But it would be a lot easier if you take the problem and you broke it down and took it step by step until it becomes a solvable problem. Then then it shouldn't be too difficult. So this is our only chart, so don't forget to do the vocabulary. Not chart, sorry, this is our only board. So just go ahead and listen, and then once I'm done, you can pause it and write it and you're done. So the model plan is basically found in your book, and these are what's put in your flipper, if you remember. This from verbal on is in your flipper, but illustrate is not. That's something that I add. It's always important in story problems to try to draw it out just so you can visualize it and relate it to real world situations. So I would like you to add that to the model plan from your book. Then you verbalize what you're trying to solve, and then you label things. You have the algebra, and then you solve. So the first one is asking, you want two rectangular gardens to have equal areas. Okay, so let's break it down step by step. So you have two rectangular gardens. So let's have two rectangles, okay? And they want to have the same area. And remember, the area of a rectangle is length times width, right? Here's the length, and here's my width. Here's the length, and here's my width. So the first garden is 5 by 16 meters. So that means it's 5. It doesn't matter which one I label, but the length is 5 and the other one is 16. Okay? And don't forget those meters, because at the end our answer has to be in meters. So from there it says the second garden is 8 meters wide. So the width here is 8. So what's missing? Well, it wants us to find how long. So this L is our unknown, which we also can label X. Okay? So here's our first step. We've illustrated. Okay? Now I'm going to put it in verbal terms. I want this area to equal this area, right? So the area of the first, and here's my verbal, the area of the first rectangle should equal the area of the second rectangle, right? And the area is length times width. So because this is the first, I'm going to put the length 1 times the width 1. This is the length second times the width second, because that's how you find the area of both, right? From there, I'm going to label. Okay? So that means the length and the width of the first one is 5 times 16, okay? Equals X times 8. This label and algebra are the same thing right now. And then from there, once I have the problem, I just solve. 5 times 6, why do I keep saying 15? 5 times 16 is 80 equals, and this is me solving. X, right? X times 8, same thing, saying 8x. And then I divide both sides by 8, and I can't, this cancels out, and becomes 10 equals x, right? So that means my x is 10, so my length equals 10 but I'm not done because I have to make sure, because it's a story problem, that I put in meters. Right? So, as you can see, this stage right here, you don't have to really be distinct in labeling it, but the illustrate part and the verbal part, just writing what you're looking for, and then the solving after you've set up the algebra problem is essential. Okay? It's a process that sooner or later you're going to do, but you're not going to necessarily label it every time. But in this section, I'd like you to label. So go ahead and pause the video, write down everything, and go and try page 38, number 2. Page 38, number 2, and I'll see you in class.